Awesome, looks like we're live. Okay, so looks like we're up and running. Okay, so yep, we are indeed. Welcome to round 2 of season 16. This is tier 3 for our Group 3 GT7 Monday League. My name is Ross Thorm. I do a lot of the organising, all that kind of stuff for the league. I also commentate on this tier. We had a really interesting race last time out. A couple of different winners, but actually the early championship leader is Sam in the Lexus. Showed really good pace. I think he was top 4 in both of the races to get that position. But yeah, let's see how the grid lines up. So lining up last actually is Captain Eli. I'm not sure what happened to him at all. He was on the podium, I'm pretty sure, in the opening sprint race. So one to watch for coming through the pits. He is in the Ferrari, which is all right round here. Then we got the FT1 of Rossi. He really struggled last week. I think he DNF'd the feature because of an issue that he had. He's in the FT1, which is not a great car, but it should be pretty good on the straights in Trial Mountain. We got JMS Play in the first of the Nissan GTRs, followed by Gunmad, who makes his first appearance of the season. He is in the AMG. AMG's fairly decent round here. So another one I'd expect to be a little bit higher up. The first Lexus on the grid is Cherry. Cherry got a a time penalty from the stewards last week for the feature race. He is lining up 12th today. And then we got Nectar, the first of the Alfa Romeos, lining up in 11th. A bit improved, but still outside the top 10 there for Nectar. Eli disconnected at the end of quali. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay, so into the top 10 we got Yuri. Yuri was pretty strong last week as well. So expected some good things from Yuri. I think he was another one to get 2 really consistent results. I got Spin in P9 in the Lambo. This isn't a Lambo track as much as some of the other ones. So a bit of an opportunity for everyone else to get some points on the Lambos before we go to Interlagos tomorrow, which is going to be well, yeah, we all know that the Lambo is incredibly strong there. Pasty in the Gen X is lining up in P8. This is his first qualifying of the season. Moved up from Tier 4, lines up in P8 on his first run back in Tier 3. We got Jezza in P7 in the other Lambo. So the 2 Lambos line astern in qualifying. Really good qualifying for Nath in the Alfa Romeo 4C. Remember, this is a car that did get a lovely buff in the most recent update for medium speed tracks. This is a medium speed track. Last week was a low speed track, I'm pretty sure. Hold on, where were we last week? Anyway, Whack Jamps is lining up in 5th place in the GTR, the second GTR, so bit of a better qualifying for him. Actually, last week we were in a medium speed in Catalonia as well. 4th place, we've got Ethan in the Ferrari, so this is first race of the season. Expecting a good season from Ethan. Ethan's one of those drivers, he was in Tier 2 a couple of seasons ago, dropped down to Tier 3, but he was in the Jag, so he's in a much better car this time round. So I think he's one to watch to get some wins this season. A solid P4 for his first qualifying. Anonyma in 3rd place is the first of the Porsches, right next to Astro. So the Porsches looking really good round here. Very good qualifying for both of them. Astro took a really dominating win in the feature race last week. So he is looking pretty good this season to put up a challenge. And Sam, who is, he was pretty much the fastest guy around Catalonia, but he couldn't get the top step of the podium. He's going to be trying to do one better. today. So let's get this sprint race up and running. We've got 8 laps around Trial Mountain. Really lovely circuit, very tricky opening sector, and it is lights out and away we go. Looks like a pretty decent start there for Sam and from Anonyma. The Porsche's starting to drop back. Ethan already up into second with the fast starting Ferrari. Looks like Sam is blocking off the inside as we head into turn 1. Ethan is slightly ahead of him, trying to go around the outside. Are they going to make it through? It looks like Ethan has gone from 4th on the grid to take the lead of the race into turn 1. A fantastic start from the Ferrari there. As we head through the tunnel, Sam's going to try and have a go back. Wax worked his way up into 3rd place as well. They're still side by side as we head to the final corner of Sector 1. Ethan's got the inside line for this really tight right-hander, and Sam's managed to hold it really well around the outside and is fully ahead of Ethan now as we approach the final corner before we start going through the tunnel up the very long back straight on this track. Wack is very close behind Ethan as well in this fight. The Porsche's tucked behind in 4th and 5th, so they've only lost a couple of positions each off the start. Let's ride on board with Wack. It looks like he's got some lovely slipstream. We know the Ferrari struggles a bit for top speed. Wack's going round to the outside here of Ethan. Might be the wrong. Here comes Astro as well. And Wack's much later on the brakes, trying to hold it. Ethan loses a bit of traction through the corner, loses that position to Astro. Astro's going to try and get Wack as well, who went the long way round. So unfortunately for Ethan, he's dropped to 5th now. Wack up into 2nd after a pretty decent opening lap. He's got his head for Wack. This is much more where we expected Wack to be in this tier. Really wide corner there for Astro, and Anima's going to close the gap to him. I wonder what's going on, if there's any team orders at play here. Ethan putting a lot of pressure on as well, and Nathan not too far back. Stays 6th on this opening lap. Okay, everyone's coming through the final corner now, so let's just have a quick look down and see. Jez has dropped to 7th, Gunmad is up to 10th, Cherry still 12th, JMS still 13th, Ross is still 14th. Eli looks like he's had a problem in Spin. Let's go back and see what happened to Spin. So he's in 10th place. He's actually lost it with Gunmad there. So let's ride on board with Gunmad and see what happened on this opening lap. So really wide entry through the tunnel for Spin. He's holding it around the outside. Jezza had a very slow exit, and Spin just loses it trying to turn his car into the right position of the track a little bit too quickly, and that is why he's dropped to the back. I have a feeling something's happened to Eli at some point as well. Really wide entry there. Rossi's going to try and move in. I think Rossi's the only one on the mediums here. I don't think mediums are necessary for this sprint race at all. It was more of a question in Catalonia. It's not really so much of an issue here in the sprint race, at least. So everyone's pretty close coming through the tunnel. And yeah, he's still there. So all these cars fighting ahead for position as well, jostling for position. So we're right at the end of the lap now. I think we might see a poor corner here. Let's see, really wide. And yeah, Rossi takes the position and the racing line as well. And that is why Eli fell towards the back. Let's go a little bit further up. JMS and Cherry having a nice little battle at the end of lap 1 here as well. Looks like JMS is going to try a little switchback, loses traction, but still has a fairly decent exit. Could try something on Cherry in the run down to turn 1 as we finally start lap 2. Good to see how the lap went on from the front and from the back, to be honest. No overtake's going to happen just yet for JMS. A little bit further up, looks like Yuri is trying to get a move done on Pasty. And a real late lunge there for Nathan. Ethan, he saw the position, he couldn't actually get it. Yuri does get the move done on Pasty though. And so that's Yuri in 7th, trying to catch up to this front group. Everyone is fairly close together. Wack is at the head of a little bit of a train here. So let's ride on board with Wack. We've got 2 Porsches chasing him down. Astro losing traction on the previous corner. That's going to give Wack a little bit of breathing space here. The Porsche's top speed is fairly similar to the GTRs as well. Looks like everyone is pretty much line astern, but no one is going for a move just yet. Here comes Anonyma. He's actually bump drafting his teammate to get him a little bit closer to Wack. and Anonymous very deep into the entry of that corner. Ethan is going to try and swoop through, and who is also there is Nathan, trying to take advantage of that as well. So not a good corner there from Anonymous. Ethan gets one position back. Quite an eventful race so far, even though it's only been not even 2 laps yet. So everything's starting to settle down very slightly. Here is Gunmad and Nectar having a little drag race into the chicane. Looks like Nectar's going to win it unless Gunmad's brave on the brakes. It doesn't look like he is. Nectar gets that crucial 10th position, although 10th at the moment doesn't mean too much because there's still a long way to go in this race. There's still going to be plenty of opportunities to get that good spot in the reverse grid. A little bit further up, it looks like Anonymous having a little look at Ethan. Now this is a really... Oh, Ethan's got a second penalty. That'll have been for cutting turn 1, and he's lost traction there. He's a little bit all over the place. Nath looking to take advantage. Anonymous is going to try and go the long way around. Tucks back in to hit the apex and tries to get a switch back on Ethan. That's not going to work for the next corner coming up. But yeah, it looks like Ethan is struggling a bit on this lap. Now we head to really good line through there by Nath. Nath has the speed advantage on these 2 cars on the top speed with the Alpha as well. So it's not out of the question that Nath could get 2 positions here on this very, very long run down the straight. Anonymous going for it on Ethan. Ethan isn't defending. And now is Nath going to take advantage as well? He does. He sticks his car in. And he has just... Oh no, Ethan's going to try and pull back on him. Actually no, Ethan backs out and Nath is now up into 5th. Great start for Nath, much better than last week. Hello, Jezza. So Yuri's going to definitely benefit from this, potentially Pasty as well, with Ethan having this penalty. Everyone's still fairly close together on track. No one... Well, Sam has maybe a 2-second cushion on Wack at the moment, but definitely still catchable. Here comes a penalty for Ethan. Here comes Yuri, who's going to get past very easily. Now it's going to be a bit difficult for Ethan. He's got Pasty and Jezza approaching incredibly fast here. Looks like the position is definitely lost for Pasty and for Jezza. Luckily for him, he's only down... Oh man, that's tough. He was winning the race after the first corner on the first lap. And now Ethan is down to 9th, having a bit of a race to forget. But he's still got a chance to get a good result here if he just has a normal final half of the race. Nath, is all over the back of Yuri now, so he lost the position to Yuri somewhere. He was a lot higher up. So he makes a mistake coming through turns 1, 2 and 3 and loses the spot to Yuri. He takes too much grass, managed to save it pretty well, but yeah, Yuri's gonna get this position with, yeah, he's got dirty tyres, he's lost a bit of traction there. Down to 6th again for Nath. Good bit of fortune there for Yuri, but if we go back to where we were, Yuri's actually taken advantage of having probably cleaner tyres than Nath to establish a bit of a gap, which Nath isn't going to be able to get. And Astro is having a look at Wack. Wack hasn't defended the inside here. Astro's stuck his car in, and it looks like he's got much better traction. Steals P2 off of Wack there. That's a great bit of overtake for Astro. Astro back up into 2nd, where he qualified. And now he can maybe think about chasing Sam down. We've got 3 and a bit laps left. I don't think the gap is insurmountable. Sam's got to really keep his composure for these last few laps and not make any mistakes, because Astro seems to be the one on fire. He's also got the fastest lap with a 50.5. Very decent lap there for Astro. Anonyma is still in with this top 5 group. Then there's a gap formed to where Yuri, Nath, Pasty and Nectar, actually Jezza, sorry, are. A little bit further back, let's just have a quick look. Nectar's still in 10th. JMS really close to getting that reverse grid pole. What a livery! That's Trump 2024 sticker, right? Okay. Then you've got Spin struggling, Cherry struggling, Captain Eli is struggling, but he's caught up to these guys, and Gunmad. And Rossi has already quit this race. He's going to be back for the next one. I think he maybe was a little bit out of his depth in this tier. Remember, Rossi's actually, I think, a multiple champion on Monday League and GT7, but this was back when we had like one tier and no one really practiced. So now that he's back and he's down in tier 3 and struggling, I think it goes some way to demonstrate how fast this league has become over the last 2 years. I mean, I do remember when season 4 started, we were in, well, we had 2 tiers. I was in tier 2 and I still finished 6th, but I had no idea how to race or strategy or anything like that, and I was still able to get a few podiums that season on my pad as well. So and I'm still in tier 2, but we've got 6 tiers now, so I think that is a good little improvement. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Wack has kept pace with Astro pretty well. Anonymous all over the back of Wack now. So podium here on the double podium here on the cards for the Porsche team. Now, what can Anonymous do in these last couple of corners? He's a little bit, doesn't really hit the apex properly on that entry. Now he has a tighter line through the final corner. Wack nearly lost a little bit of traction there, but still got a decent exit, a better one than Anonymous. So he will survive. This isn't really an overtaking spot, it's turn 1, because you have to be on the inside to make the corner. Whoever's on the inside wins, essentially. But it's just not long enough, I don't think, from a low speed, unless the driver makes a mistake and clips the wall on the exit of the final corner. But that is a beautiful turn 3 from Anonymous. He's going to try and pull alongside. Wack gives him plenty of space, a little bit too much space there for Wack. He nearly went into the wall there and gifts Anonymous. He got spooked out of that position, essentially. That's a racing skill that, yeah, it's quite a difficult one to master. Obviously going side by side, keeping the speed, not losing too much time, but also knowing when to defend and when not to. And yeah, it looks like Anonymous off and away now. We've got some gaps in the top 3. Looks like Astro is catching up slightly. Sam's previous lap was a 50.7, 51 flat for Astro, so Sam's pretty comfortable, and he's a bit faster than Anonymous, who's just got that position on Wack as well. Yuri could potentially be in for another position here. He's got another 2 laps to try and catch Wack. There you got Nate still in 6th. He's left Pasty behind a little bit. Whoa. What is going on here? Right, let's go back to JMS. Nectar's got a run in his lovely Alpha on Ethan. Ethan's going defensive here. They've already caught up to Jezza, who's struggling in the Huracan for top speed. And then JMS is going to try and go the long way around. He's going to cut back on the inside, get Jezza absolutely beautifully there. Nectar up into 9th. Jezza's lost a couple of positions there. Ethan's kept his positions. And this is all crucial. And Jezza, oh no. Oh dear. What happened? Yeah, he gets bumped just before you're meant to be braking. And that is going to be Nectar out of the points. I wonder if that was reported. JMS is waiting. So this has really helped everybody. Spin, all of a sudden, has caught up to Jezza. Jezza seems to be struggling a little bit after being involved in that little incident. Spin's going to try and get the position. He can't. He tucks in behind Jezza. At the moment, it's a Lamborghini 1-2 starting position in the feature race. So this is working out pretty well for them. Ethan might fancy this position on Pasty, but that Genesis is going to be a little bit too strong, even with Slipstream. We've got 2 more laps to go. See what's going on. Anything happening further up? Everyone's still nice and gapped. Wax actually kept fairly decently with Anonymous. Again, it didn't take the tunnel corner too well. Potentially the most difficult corner on the track. A little bit further back, I think this is where we want to be. Ethan is feeling pretty comfortable at the moment. His tyres are so much better than Pasty's. Pasty's tyres are well below 50%. Ethan looks like he's on above 75. Pasty gets the corner all wrong. This is now going to allow Ethan to try a lovely switch back here They're going to be alongside. I think Ethan might have wanted to be in the slipstream for a little bit because the Genesis is going to win in the drag race here. He's going to have to tuck in behind and try a move right at the end of the straight. He's not going to get alongside. He might have to do it under braking. Pasty's very late on the brakes, which means he left the door open. And once again, inside wins out. Ethan's got that 7th position back. And Jez is lurking in the background as well. There's Spin and Cherry battling out for the reverse grid pole as well. Jez going for it on Pasty. Has to tuck in behind. So Pasty's going to have a really tough last lap because everyone else's tyres are pretty good. I don't think Pasty has figured out the way to manage his tyres just yet. Really early on the brakes there from Spin. Almost opens the door for Cherry. Oof. Real big missed opportunity there for Cherry. Missing the apex completely. And falls a little bit out of this train. So Pasty's, I think, going to struggle through these opening 3 turns. Oh, no, Jezza has to lift so much, and he still goes off track despite lifting. This should be an easy move for Spin to get another point on the board, and that is a big sigh of relief for Pasty. But Cherry's feeling hungry for this now as well. It makes contact. Oh, and that's Jezza's run in the sprint race is all but over now. That promotes Cherry onto reverse grid pole. Let's rewind and see what happened again. Yeah, that was never on. Never on. If that was reported, I'm fairly certain that's going to be a penalty for Cherry. Eli's actually made his way up to 11th, so after that, well, not doing too much on the first lap. He's recovered fairly well. Any other chances for overtakes on the final lap? Wax lost a lot of time to Yuri now. So this might be the closest battle for the end of the race. And it looks like he's held his own fairly well. He was back in the 51s on the previous lap. Oh, Yuri loses it. And that should be it, pretty much over for him. Sam has been starting to get caught by Astro here, but he's led from pretty much from the start, and it's been a very commanding victory for Sam. His first in ALR in the Lexus Trial Mountain. Massive congrats to you. You're gonna finish maybe just a second or two ahead of Astro, who gets the fastest lap. Anonyma makes it 2 Porsches on the podium. Really strong for them in the constructors standings. Whack a solid P4, could have been better, but had some, well, just got swallowed a little bit. Yuri 5th, Nate 6th, just ahead of Ethan, who recovered to 7th. Pasty 8th, just ahead of Spin. Cherry gets reverse grid pole ahead of Eli. Jezza is 12th. Now we got Gunmad, and then a bit of a gap to Nectar, who was doing pretty well in the top 10 until that incident. Could have had a good handful of points there. And then JMS in last place in the sprint. So, let me just find... I have to go through content search, unfortunately, because it doesn't seem to want to play and show me all my friends' replays. God, it's teaming it down outside. Right, lobby. There we go. So I'm just going to fix 1 or 2 things before we get this feature up and running, because I can't actually see what people are chatting. There we go. So yeah, that was an exciting sprint. Let's have a look now at the feature. Let's pause this, get everything set up. Yeah, Ross is going to be starting in last place. He's on the mediums. I'm expecting most people on the hards. Nectar's starting on the mediums. I know that Alpha can do a medium soft strategy here. Wack is on the softs. I do remember him saying that this was not intentional and he didn't check, which is really unlucky for him. Everyone else looks like they are on the hards. We got 22 laps in this feature race, expecting hard medium to be the strategy, the go-to strategy for everyone. We might see a 2-stop in there for Wack if he's starting on the softs. He should carve his way through this field, to be honest. Good start there from Cherry on this rolling start. Looks fairly normal into turn 1 and 2 from everybody. There's turn 3. Wack is still in P7 on the softs. He'll be so much quicker in these opening corners. Oh, nearly loses it. So does Yuri on the exit there. A little bit too much lock. You have to straighten up the car on the exit of that corner to avoid the twitch that they encountered. Anonymous going for it on Wack, and he's got a position. Despite being on hard tyres, Anonymous got that position on Wack. Really good bit of overtake there. Wack's got a chance of getting a really good exit here and taking the position back. Wack's got to make his way through this pack very, very quickly to make this strategy work out for him. Anonymous going defensive. Wack's going to try and hold it around the outside. Yuri makes a bit of contact with Nate through this corner, and Anonymous going to take all 3 of them. Anonymous up to 5th now, going to be side by side with Nath. Wack also gets Yuri. So fantastic start for this Porsche of Anonymous, really showing some good pace here so far. Nath going to go defensive against Wack. Wack might be able to get a really nice cutback as Ethan and Pasty having another battle between the two of them. Excuse me. Now he's going to be brave on the brakes. Wack is brave on the brakes. Anonymous trying to get that position off Ethan just ahead as well. It's all kicking off. And Nate keeps the position. Oh, and he can't. The soft tyres are just too grippy at this stage of the race. Now Anonymous is going to try and go around the outside of turn 1 and try and get past him and move him to the top 3 already. He gets a bit of a bump from Ethan. A little bit of a slipstream game going on between them. Anonymous got the position. He's held it. Just managed by the skin of his teeth to avoid spinning that car and gain his traction back again. Now Ethan and Pasty are having more battles. Ethan looks like he's finally got past Pasty, and Wack is trying to follow through on his soft tyres as well. And some good defensive drive there from Pasty. It looks like he clipped the wall on the exit, and he's gifted Wack the inside line for this next corner. And this should be curtains for the position. Wack's really late to make sure he makes the corner there, and he does get it. Hits a little bit of the wall on the exit, but so does Pasty. Pasty might come under threat now from Yuri, who we saw drop down. Astro is 8th, and Sam's only made up 1 position to 9th as it stands. So yeah, absolutely fantastic start there from Anonymous. Looks like 2 other people are side by side. Looks like Cherry and Spin. Let's go back and see what was happening there. So Cherry did start this feature race on pole position. He's defending like mad against the Huracan, and he's not giving away even an inch on that inside line. So Spin's got to do it the long way round. Cherry does brake earlier than Spin into the corner. A little bit of contact on the inside, and it looks like Cherry is going to keep that position and hold on to P1 for now. This is going to bring Anonymous into the mix fairly quickly as well. Meanwhile, Wack is still right behind Ethan, not been able to get past just yet. He has to just chuck it into some of these corners, to be honest. Softs versus the hards, he'd make the corner anyway. Ethan really struggled to make that corner. The job was done for Wack. Wack up into P4 now. Now at the front, Cherry, Spin and Anonymous are incredibly close as we round the final corner. Let's see if TV mode will give us some good angles of this battle. Spin tucked into the slipstream of Cherry right now. 54. Wack in the 52s, but we know that he could be maybe 2 seconds quicker if he wasn't stuck behind cars with hard tyres on them. fairly solid opening sector there for Cherry. He's kept the position. Spin's absolutely chucked it, and he had to brake a little bit more than Cherry by taking that angle. Cherry keeps P1 for now. Spin's going to try and go on the inside for the next corner. He goes deep as a result, and Cherry keeps the position again. Now here comes Anonyma. We need to change this position because we can't see anything on the TV view. Looks like a bit of an incident between Anonyma and Spin. Netcode murder. Okay. Yeah. Just looks like a normal murder from this one. So Spin loses that position to Whack as well. He's going to lose position to Ethan. Fortunately for him, the next corner comes quickly and he can regain his composure. So he's gone from challenging for P1 on previous lap to down in 5th place. Whack has really caught up to the front pack now, and he might fancy P2 here. He needs to stick as much into Anonymous slipstream as possible until the very last second to try and outbrake him. The softs could still do that, and he's gone for it under braking. That was a beautiful overtake. Nearly got it so wrong, missed him by probably millimeters there, but Whack up into P2 now. And he's lost it. He's lost it completely. He's kept it on the track, but P2 looks like it's going to be gone unless Whack is a bit braver on the brakes. They're battling every corner, but they're still not losing any time to Cherry. Looks like Anonyma got a little bit of a better exit there. Whack's tyres are nearly 50% worn already, and that is not going to help them at all, getting bumped through the corner by Ethan. Or it might have been Spin, I'm not sure. Anyway, Ethan's got a run on Whack now, so he's got a bit of a bump from him, so that's going to help. I think Ethan just wants to stick with these top 3 for now. He's not really considering a move there. So Whack survives for now. Really needs to get past these guys. He might get a penalty there. That did look a little bit like he cut too much of the track. Let's wait and see. No penalty, so he got away with that one. Top 5 very close together. Whack's still with the quickest lap. We're going to see that lap, fastest lap time tumble down, surely. Anonymous got a much better exit out of that corner than Cherry. Whack getting a better exit from both of them. Looks like something's happening a little bit further back here. Got Eli and Astro battling. Looks like neither of them did too well at making the apex there. Astro nudges his way past. Nectar might fancy a move as well. There's a yellow flag out for Spin as well. What happened? And those two made contact in mid-corner. Sam's going to probably get past both of them here if he's had a good exit. Fortunate for Spin, we just saw him lose. Yeah, he's right at the back now. Nectar going for it on Eli. Sam's going on it. Right, we're 3 wide. Eli very deep into the corner. They all managed to avoid each other, although it looks like actually they didn't. Right, let's see what happened from Eli's point of view. There might have been a little incident here. It's very late from Eli. He actually has to get out of the way to avoid Astro, and then Nectar just gives the slightest of nudges. He was already on the limit in terms of his car gripping to the track there, and now he might lose a position to Jezza as well. Okay, let's go back and see what happened with Spin just quickly. So he's tucked in the top 5. He's really in the hunt here still. Just too much loses it. I've seen that happen plenty of times before. So Anonymous, Cherry and Whack are incredibly close together at the moment, going out of the final corner as we finish lap 4. Whack's doing the worst thing that you could do in sticking on the outside of the track. He's actually lifted off a little bit, giving them all space to actually make the corner. Make sure he hits the apex as well of turn 1. Ethan really close behind as well. So looked like it was open momentarily, and then it got shut again by Anonyma. And the hards really struggling. You can see how they struggle to take the corners compared to Wack, even though Wack's tyres are almost completely gone. Now, Anonymous has taken the lead, by the way. Ethan is... what the hell? Right, okay, we've got 2 overtakes that we need to look at here. So, Anonymous, round the outside of Cherry. This is a very difficult corner to get an overtake done round the outside. And he gets it done. Fantastic overtake for him. Then Ethan, on his hard tyres in this Ferrari, everyone else is not going as fast as they should be around there because they're all too close to each other. Just completely sends it. And now he's got a run on Anonymous. That is the best overtake that I've seen in a long time in ALR. Double overtake as well. Someone put that in overtake highlights. That's insane. On the hard tyres as well. Now he couldn't catch up to Anonymous on the back straight, but all of a sudden this is looking very good for Ethan in this feature race. He's got Cherry's down from 1st to 3rd in the space of half a lap as well. Wack's still struggling in 4th, and now his tyres are going to be going off. Anonymous loses loads of traction, but keeps the position fairly comfortably on Ethan. You can still tell Wack has the grip over Cherry at the moment. Cherry's potentially struggling a little bit for pace at this stage. Oh, Ethan very wide into the final corner. Is going to keep the position with a better exit though. Then you got Yuri heading the next train just down here. Astro is in P6. Then you got Nectar in 7th. He's recovered pretty well so far in this race. On his medium tyres, don't forget, which are only slightly more worn than Sam's hard tyres. So that's how good the Alpha is in feature races in ALR at the moment. I still don't think it's one of the meta cars though, to be honest. And the temptation of doing a medium soft is going to always be quite strong in these feature races, I reckon. But those last few laps, when the tyres are gone, yeah, you can easily lose all your time in it. So we'll see how Nectar does towards the end of the race. He's got to go longer on these mediums than everyone else is going to have to on their softs. So he is potentially going to get undercut in the pits. Looks like Astro's got a bit of a run on Yuri down the straight. Yuri's got quite a good gap at the moment. The AMG is fairly decent down this straight. The Porsche is probably very, very slightly worse. Porsche used to be horrible on the straights, but all these updates seem to have sorted out its straight line speed a little bit, and it's also helped it start a little bit. It used to lose multiple positions. Now it only loses like, well, you saw in the sprint they lost 2. Both of them lost 2 positions, which isn't great still. But what's Wack going to do? Is he coming into the pits or is he carrying on again? He's coming in this time. So Wack is going to, nearly hits the wall, drop all the way to the back of the pack here. He's not going to have to refuel, but yeah, I don't know how this is going to go for him. A top 10 would be a good result for Wack at this point. So that gives Cherry a bit of breathing space. Everyone's starting to gap out a little bit here. Anonymous just set the fastest lap of the race at 52.2, which is on hard tyres. That's a pretty good lap time, a low 52 for tier 3. So he's doing really well in this feature. 9/10 quicker than what Ethan managed on the last lap. And yeah, Cherry's down in the high 53s. So he's like 1.5 seconds off what Anonymous has been doing. Yeah, mid 53s for Yuri. Oh, a nice little battle here between Astro and Yuri. Yuri a bit wide through the corner, opened the door for Astro. Astro manages to slot his car in between the other two to make the corner. Yuri wide again, but this is not too bad for Yuri because he's going to have the inside line for the next corner. Going to have to take it much tighter. The switchback is on here for Astro. Nectar's there to take advantage as well. And what's going to happen here is Nectar's going to bump Astro. He is. Oof, that is brutal for Yuri. But it's the nature of GT7. Nectar gets the position as well because he's done that. Almost. Yeah, Yuri's too wide there. And where's Sam? Sam's lurking in the background as well. So unfortunate there for Yuri. Looked like he could make progress, but instead he's gone backwards. And Astro is a big benefactor of that, to be honest. I don't expect to see anyone else coming in the pits for the next few laps. Let's see just what Wack has put on. He's put on medium, so again, he should have pace advantage on everyone else. He got... Oh, something happened with Spin just there. Spin and Pasty side by side! Oh no! Let's start to see how it looks from Pasty's point of view. So Spin's got the position now. Pasty's got the exit. The speed on the exit. Really difficult to go side by side through there. And I don't know if even... Was there a nudge? Maybe... Yeah, there was, because Spin's waiting. So Nathan Gunmad... Well, Nathan's fallen back somewhere as well. Lots and lots of action going on here that we've missed. And there's a bit more. Our race winner, Sam. What has happened? Gonna just miss his braking. He does, he completely misses his braking point. Has to go off track to avoid clobbering Yuri. Spins it three. Oh wow, that's good. Little 360 actually. Or even more than a 360. Now here comes Eli. Eli might have a chance on this straight because Sam... Oh, well, not with an exit like that. Sam's gonna drop down to 8th now. He's got a much more difficult task ahead of him. Jezza promoted to 7th there with Yuri still trying to stay close to Nectar. Nectar on the mediums, didn't take the first 3 corners very well. He's still got plenty of life in those mediums, so there's no, I don't think that's an excuse not to be taking that corner a bit more flat out. And Astro's really close to the back of Cherry now. I'm expecting an overtake here. Lexus isn't too great on top speed. Good on acceleration, not good on top speed. I imagine this to be fairly straightforward, but we'll have to see. You got Nectar still lurking in the background as well. Cherry goes defensive. Astro's got the position around the outside, it looks like, but Cherry's gonna have the switch back here, and Astro is gonna try and get a better exit from the corner, which looks like he's got a fairly decent one, but Cherry, much more brave than Astro was around that corner, gets the position and maintains it. Doing very well defensively so far, Cherry, in this race. And Nectar's just lurking, ready to try and take advantage at some point. Cherry's going in the pit. No, he's not. He's going defensive. Astro's going to try the dummy on him though. And yeah, Cherry has to really back out of it. Astro got away with that tremendously there. Cherry might try and get... Well, he couldn't get the switch back because Astro placed his car in a really good position on the corner exit there. Now we've got a lurking Alfa Romeo joining the fight as well. Medium tyres, like I said, they should be still stronger than the hards around turns 1, 2 and 3. Both of them slide the car into turn 1 ahead. Nectar really... Sounds like a lawnmower is following in that AMG. Yeah, but it's, very, very close between these guys. But no overtakes just yet. Losing a bit of traction there for Nectar, pushing maybe a little bit too hard for the state of the tyres. Oh, lovely exit there from Nectar. Now remember, the Alpha does have better straight line speed, and this is one of the straights on the season where it's going to benefit them the most. Cherry isn't doing too much to defend it. Let's ride on board with Yuri. Is Yuri going to try and capitalize as well? Not yet. Oh, there's contact between them. Yuri's going to try and slot his way through, and he does. Nectar up into P4, Yuri up into P5 now. As the hard tyres are starting to approach 50% worn as well. So Cherry was our pole sitter, now down to 6th. Up next will be Jezza, doing another pretty solid job. Remember, he got wiped out at the end of the sprint race to fall out the top 10. So what are these medium tyres looking like at the moment? Still round about 40% on the left, on the right, sorry. The lefts are looking very good, but that's not what is going to be causing them pain. Now, really good turn 2 there from Yuri, and he keeps his foot on the throttle, and he's going to absolutely send it into the inside. Next, he's going to try and keep it around the outside, and he is just about to keep it by the looks of things. And they're still side by side. This is a great little battle between Yuri and Nectar. And Nectar's going to win out at the moment, and Cherry's still there, ready to take advantage of any battling that goes on. Yuri hits the wall. He's going to lose this position fairly easily now. He's lost a lot of momentum there. Jez is going to try and go through as well. Yuri's trying to get the slipstream to get some of that speed back. Jez has still got the run on him, and he's got the slipstream right before the corner. Jez much later on the brakes. Yuri going to try and go the long way around. You can't really do that on this corner, and Jez is going to get that position. So one little clip of the wall costs Yuri 2 spots there. He's changing a lot at the moment. So we got Anonymous, still hasn't come in the pits. Kind of did a dummy there. Maybe he was considering it. Ethan is, well, yeah, this is the time to be coming in and putting on mediums to the end, to be honest. Nectar is going to do, I'm assuming it's softs to the end. Yuri in the pits as well. He's going to be putting on mediums for sure. JMS, gun mad. Battling with Spin. Oh no, instead he's gone into the pits. There we got Spin. Got Whack up into 13th now. So I would expect him to be ahead of the guys that are coming into the pits. He's caught up to Spin. Yeah, those guys are going to be far behind because they still need to put in fuel. So Whack up in a 10th. He's just set the fastest lap on the race on his mediums at 52.1. I reckon these guys someone will be able to get into the 51s on these mediums, but Nectar's on the soft, so he definitely should be. Good first 3 corners, to be honest, from Spin there. He's kept fully in front of Whack through that. Yuri just coming out of the pits now. And then here's Nath, who already made his pit stop, ahead of Gunmad. So Gunmad's going to be down in 15th. We've got 1.5 second penalty for Pasty. That's for cutting turn 1. Now let's see if Whack can get an overtake done on Spin down this back straight. Definitely got the speed on Spin, and he's alongside in the braking zone. Is he going to hit it, stick the corner? Spin's going to try and cut into him, but he can't do it. That's another position for Whack, so he's up into 9th at the moment. Remember, other people still have to come into the pits. We've got a really close battle between Cherry, Jezza and Sam at the moment. Oh, Sam, no one's going into the pits out of these guys. They're staying out for another lap, so these guys are not confident on their medium tyres. JMS is coming into the pits. So he's going to do half on the hards and half on the mediums. Let's see what Nectar's up to. This is his outlapping. You can see he's got quite a lot of wear on his car already. He'll probably get Pasty with Pasty's 1.5 second penalty as well. Little kiss on the wall there. So these are the crucial laps for Nectar, and he doesn't want to be stuck behind Pasty for too long. This is crucial to his race because the last 2 laps, I would say... Oh, Pasty's off track. Well, that was made easy for him. Pasty's completely in the wall. So, yeah, he comes out and he's got loads of space to the rest of the guys, but yeah, he's really struggling. I wonder if this is a disconnect coming his way. I think he DNFs the race. No, he's still going for now. So where is everyone else? Nath is behind Spin. JMS is in a solid P12 at the moment, which I think is fairly decent. Remember, these guys are going to have a nice undercut on everyone who's stayed out as well. So Anonyma, what's going to happen? Is he going to finally come into the pits now? He's staying out again. Wow, okay. Ethan is coming into the pits, so he's got a great undercut opportunity on Anonyma. Astro is staying out, so the Porsches definitely have a strategy carved out here. Cherry really struggling around that corner. I think he's going to be at the head of a bunch of drivers coming into the pits. All 4 drivers, Cherry, Jezza, Eli, are coming through as well. So let's stick with Whack and see if he moves all the way up into 3rd place with this different strategy that he's trying. Ooh, interesting lock coming out of that final corner. Still lapping in the solid 52s, still got the fastest lap of the race as well. How's Nectar going to do compared to Ethan? Wow, he's just set the fastest lap at 51.8 on those soft tyres. Like we said, we were expecting it to be quick. He has got the jump on Ethan as well. So now it's going to just be a question of what's going to happen with these soft tyres. Is he going to make another pit stop? Or can he make these softs go an incredibly long distance? I think he's going to have to make another stop. So he's on well, he's racing Whack at the moment. There's quite a big gap between them, but he's got much fresher tyres. Ethan is ahead of Pasty. Pasty is still some way ahead of Sam. Sam's got, well, stayed ahead of Yuri there, despite Yuri getting the undercut. Jezza right behind as well, and then Cherry in 10th, JMS 11th, and Eli. These guys are all pretty close together as well. Fresh mediums on for Eli, so he's going to have tyre advantage over JMS if he can get up to the back of him. Then there's a little gap down to Spin, who's dropped down to 13th again. Here comes Jezza on Yuri. Yuri not making it difficult. And that is a good overtake for Jezza. Up another position. He is on the mediums. They're all on the mediums now. Slightly fresher for Jezza though, compared to Yuri. So yeah, pitting early's not really worked out too much in Yuri's favour. We've got the Porsches going on for yet another lap. So maybe they're going to go on to the softs at the end, or I don't know. Pasty's finally come in to put on his, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a set of mediums for him. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Ethan, down in P5 currently, is, if my calculations are correct, the only one who's not going to have to make another pit stop. And he's got quite a heavy lead over Sam. He was battling the Porsches in the opening half of the race. So that is where his target is, to stay ahead of them, because they will definitely have tyre advantage when they come out of the pits, whenever that's going to be. Ethan going quicker than he has done before. This is what we need to see. Spin's just set at 51.6. Might be outside the top 10, but we do know this boy's got pace. So let's see what's going to happen. Anonymous carrying on again. Just going to do the full tank. Astro has decided he's going to do something different. So this is going to be crucial. What is going to happen with Astro here? Is he going to put on softs? He's going to be brave enough to put on softs. Is he going to be ahead of Ethan when he comes out of the pits? He's still not even hit his pit box yet. Let's see where Ethan is. Ethan is just coming past the pit entry now. He's still got the chicane and a very long straight to go down. But Astro still hasn't started putting in his fuel yet. This might be tight. There is the fuel starting to go in for Astro. Now, what kind of lap has Ethan set? A low 52 is his quickest. Astro's only coming out of the pits now. There's Ethan ahead of him. So Astro's on the mediums. He's going to have fresher tyres, but he's got maybe 3 or 4 seconds to catch Ethan. So it is advantage Ethan at the moment, but it's definitely not over yet. And as it stands with the undercut, I think that's enough for Ethan to have Anonyma as well when Anonyma comes into the pits. Wack's still lapping in the 52s there. 53s for Anonyma. He's got such a big lead over Wack at the moment. The only driver yet to make his pit stop, it's going to have to be on this lap because he's not got the fuel to do another one. And yeah, I mean, he's still going incredibly fast. We know that the hards don't wear at the same rate. Ooh, that wasn't great though. So you can stay on the hards for as long as possible if you want to. He's going to be the quickest driver on the track for the last few laps of this race, that's for sure. In the pits comes Anonyma finally. That means Wack. Oh no, Wack's going to have to come into the pits as well to get off of these mediums. I'm assuming it's going to be another set of mediums. 7 laps can be done if you're very, very careful and whack up the brake balance as well. So Wack into the pits. That means Nectar's going to actually take over as leader of the race. He's definitely going to have to make another pit stop because look at his fuel, even if you take out the tyre equation. So what's crucial here is we've got Ethan in P4. He's going to move up to potentially second. I'm not too sure. Anonyma is putting in his fuel now. And he's coming out of the pits as well. Let's join and see where he is. There's Nectar. And there is Ethan. So this has worked out beautifully for Anonyma. He's gone for medium tyres. He is comfortably ahead of Ethan there, and he should be able to drive away from Ethan as long as he doesn't put a foot wrong. So Ethan, so this is a net P1 for Anonyma, net P2 for Ethan, net P3 for Astro. Where is Wack? Wack is coming out of the pits now. He's going to come back out in 12th, but he is on soft tyres. We've got these three having an almighty scrap for P9, 10 and 11. So I think Wack might be catching up to them fairly soon. JMS could do the team game here for Wack and Team Nissan and back these guys up a little bit for him. Yeah, 1.4 seconds off of Eli's fastest, so he's definitely not having a fun time behind these two. And here comes Wack as well on very fresh softs. Need a few more corners to catch up to these guys. Spin has a bit of a run on JMS right now, so let's have a look and see how this is going to go. Yeah, Spin's going to try and move around the outside there. JMS is going to keep that position. Pushes him as far as he can. Actually, no contact there. Spin's still in with a bit of a shout. Actually clatters the barriers instead. Nectar into the pits now as well. And yeah, Eli can't take advantage of that. Wack has fully caught up to these guys now. Now what's going on at the front? We've got all three of them fairly close together on this lap. So Anonyma does take the lead of the race. And then Ethan with a 51.8, very quick. Astro with a 50.8, even quicker. So everyone is... oh no, it's over for Astro. He's got a 1.5 second penalty. That is going to be brutal. It's going to take him out of the running probably with this battle with Ethan, which is a big shame for him. The Porsche 1-2 definitely looked on there. He might try and overtake Ethan. That's his best opportunity. Overtake Ethan, create maybe a second plus gap by the time that the penalty line comes. Then you might only have a second or so to try and catch back up to him. Here we go. Is Ethan going defensive? I definitely would be right now. Oh, Astro's going to try and go the long way around. Ethan does better under braking and better under exit as well. Keeps that position fairly decently there, does Ethan. So that was probably Astro's last opportunity. Now he just needs to try and stay as close to Ethan as possible before the penalty line. Unless he's going to chuck it into the chicane. Ethan feels like he might. He's going defensive. So Astro's helping out his teammate a lot here. Ethan is going defensive in a lot of these corners, which is allowing Anonymous to get away. And now Astro's going to fall off the back a little bit there. Sam's up pretty much all on his own in 5th. Just pretty much all on his own in 5th, sorry. then we got Yuri and Cherry. GMS, Eli 9th, and Wack on his soft tyres is already started to make progress in the top 10. Eli a little bit poorer on the traction on the exit there, and Wack is going to get past and get back up into the top 9. Single digits. So the 2-stop is sort of working. Nectar's down in 13th on the softs now. Behind his teammate, he still has a possibility of getting in the top 10, to be fair. Let's see, anything happening a little bit further up though? No. Anonymous managed to create quite a big gap over Ethan at this point. Ethan is still looking fairly comfortable over Astro despite the difference in the tyres. Then we've got Sam just entering the tunnel now. Not that far ahead of Jezza. Jezza doing pretty well in this portion of the race, in this feature race. Yuri, Cherry, we've got JMS getting caught by his teammate Wack. This is probably going to be a coordinated overtake. Gonna have to wait a few more corners though. Still got plenty of life left in those soft tyres. This should be more than enough, I think, to get to the end. Ooh, a little bit of a clatter on the wall there. It's not gonna help. Oh, JMS with a wide entry into the corner. Still managed to hit the apex. Not the quickest line through there though. Now JMS is going to have to allow Wack to get by without compromising what's going to happen with Eli. Eli's a little bit further back. Wack would have had this position on JMS if he had a better exit through the final turn in the chicane, but missed the apex completely. Still managed to set his own fastest lap though. Really decent first 3 turns there for JMS, actually extended slightly on Wack. And JMS clips the inside of that to previous corner to lose a bit of time. Oh, much smoother there from Wack. This should slingshot him past JMS down this back straight. They do have a little bit of breathing space to Eli behind as well. Indicating for Wack to go on the inside. Let's watch this from Eli's point of view. And Wack's got the position. JMS gives him the room. And yeah, Eli might think, right, I've got a chance of getting P9 now. Oh, hits the wall though. And Wack's all out of... Oh, and JMS nearly loses it. What's going on? Everyone making these little mistakes, but not changing much in the grand scheme of things. Next, Nectar has got past his teammate Nath. He's he should be setting the odd 50 on these softs between now and the end of the race. Something's going on a bit further up. What was that? I just saw smoke coming out. Oh dear. He tried the Danny Ricciardo, but hit the car instead. Ended up being the Baku version, where he punted Max off. Or Max punted him off, I can't remember. So he's got another chance though. And yeah, he's going for the bump draft instead because he felt bad. Right, anything happening a bit further up? What's going on with the tyres? Yuri's tyres are looking pretty bad. So Cherry might have a chance at the end of this race. Remember, Yuri pit on lap 10. The undercut didn't work out too good for him. He's still in 6th at the moment though. So it's still going to be a solid result if he can hold on to it from Cherry. What's happening at the front? Whoa, Astro's caught up to Ethan somehow. What's happened here? Let's go back a little bit. So Astro, we know, had that 1.5 second penalty. Managed to eat up the gap to Ethan. Ethan's gone defensive on this left-hander. And now he's got a chance. Ethan's going defensive. Oh, well, not really. So he's left the door open for Astro. Astro's going to just say thank you very much and pins Ethan to the outside of the track while he gets the overtake done. Is Ethan going to try to get the position back? Not really. So at the moment it looks like it's going to be a Porsche 1-2. Yep, nothing Ethan can do about that. So we've got 2 more laps left. It's looking pretty tidy for the Porsche guys. Might be a bit of a one-sided Constructors' Championship at this rate. Eli still challenging JMS. Now he's got a chance again. Same corner where the incident happened last lap. And he's going to go for it. JMS much earlier on the brakes. And he's got the inside line for this corner, does Eli. And as long as he avoids hitting the wall, it might be curtains for that position for JMS. He's got the good slipstream though. Eli defending the inside for turn 1. And yeah, it was always going one way. That was good defending from Eli. Picked his position on the track fairly well. Now Nectar's got a chance of getting top 10 here. It's on his socks, remember. Eli very deep through the tunnel. He's going to lose that position to JMS potentially, and maybe another one to Nectar. Nectar's kind of boxed in though, going into the next corner. And yeah, can't do anything at the moment. Back straight coming up. Ooh. And yeah, Nectar's going to have to tuck in right behind Eli here. He's going to have a good chance of an overtake. Actually goes for the bump draft. Interesting. That's going to backfire because Eli's now caught up to JMS. Going 3 wide. Nectar's going to try and cut back in. I don't think that's going to work. Gunmad just behind. We haven't seen any of Gunmad in either of these races. I think he struggled. Oh dear. Speaking of struggle. Right, let's see what happened here. So remember, Nectar's on the softs. That was, yeah, a bit self-inflicted, to be honest. In my opinion. Kind of like what Max did to Oscar today. Just kind of chucked it in at the very last moment in a corner. You can't really do that. But Eli gets away with it. Loses a bit of time to JMS though. We've got our race leaders already on the final lap. Here's Anonyma with a huge lead now, and Astro's got a big lead over Ethan at the moment. Ethan struggling in the 54s the previous lap, so had a really bad lap there. 2 seconds lap slower than Sam at the moment, but since it's the last lap, it's probably going to get away with it and get a nice podium there. We got Jezza and Yuri 5th and 6th, really solid for them. Cherry is still keeping up the pace with them. Whack nearly dead on his tyres there, but it looks like he's going to get a P8 in the end. This is going to be a slow lap for him for sure. JMS 9th and Eli in the top 10 for the first time this week. Need it at the right time though, at the end of the feature. Some good points on offer for 10th in the feature. So let's stick with Anonyma. Him and Astro both had two very good races here at Trial Mountain. So I think it's fair to say the Porsche is an incredibly strong car around here. We got Interlagos coming up next, which might not... Ooh, is he going to make it? Yeah. Might not favour the Porsche quite as much. So it'll be interesting to see if they can get anywhere close to this kind of dominance that they've had. But they've both driven really well, not made many mistakes, either of them, and able to recover through the pack fairly easily. So negotiating the final two corners of the track for the week is Anonyma. This is, he's won plenty of races in Super Formula, or Formula 1 as we call it. This might be his first ever victory as he crosses the line to take the checkered flag in first place. I think this is his first ever win in Group 3. Yep, it is. I can confirm, I just checked. Astro with P2. He gets a really solid result. Ethan with his first podium of the season. Sam, strong P4 once again. Actually his worst result of the season, joint with the sprint P4. Jezza, nice to see him up in P5. Yuri P6, Cherry a solid 7th. Then we got Whack with his unconventional strategy down in 8th. Wonder what he could have done if he had not done that. Just ahead of his teammate in 9th. Eli 10th. Gunmad is 11th in the end. Then Nath in 12th, and Nectar we saw have his problems spinning all the way down to 13th, and Spin has already finished the race, so he's 14th. So what does that do with the standing? So Sam has the championship lead. He's finished in the top 4 every single race. He's got 66 points, 5 more than Astro, who's finished first or second in 3 races in a row. Anonyma, double podium today, puts him 8 points off the lead. Then you got Yuri in the AMG, 17 points off the lead, and Cherry, just pretty solid results there. He's 35 points off, just ahead of Spin, despite his P14 there. And Whack is in 7th, Eli 8th. Ethan, despite only racing once, is in 9th, and Hurricane in 10th. The Constructors is pretty close, actually. Porsche on 119, Lexus on 97, so it looks like a 2-horse race between them. But yeah, that's it for me, so join us a bit later on, because we got some esports racing action tonight. We're at Blue Moon.